welcome back to ETA. So we are coming at you with a little bit of a review and a tour of the Vineyards Campground in Grapevine, Texas. So we are still staying there, but we are actually leaving before we originally anticipated. Instead of staying for 60 days, we are just staying for the 1 month. So we're actually checking out Sunday. So we just wanted to go through the pros and cons that we have, and then after this part of the video, I did film a drive around tour, so you'll get to see, Graham says hello. You'll get to see, you see you, yep. Mom. Yep, there, there's Ollie. But yeah, I just wanted to go into our pros and cons because we do separate things, we see things differently, so we thought that would give you guys some great insight, and then this will be followed up with that drive around tour and a more in-depth review of that. So let's get into it. So let's kick it off with pros. Let's stay positive, okay? So I think that one of my pros is definitely the playground. We'll have some videos inserted of that. We have gone there several times a day, almost every day we've been here so far. The playground is really awesome. Also the views. So the views are really great. You get to see the marina, you get to see the lake. Even though you're pretty close to an area with a lot of shops and things like that, you do feel kind of isolated in a good way. You're kind of off in the woods and kind of isolated. It feels
more like a state park.
It does. So another pro would be, oh yeah, playground, views, location, because you're about 10 minutes or less from like any store you need to go to. It's really awesome. And then staff is super friendly. So, I mean, when I've walked our trash over, I've had staff stop me and take trash bags for me. Staff is outstanding. And this could be a pro or a con, but you're about 10 minutes or less from the airport. So if you have family coming in, if you travel a lot, that could be a pro, but it's also a con because it takes a couple days to get used to how flippin' loud it is. It sounds like an earthquake. So, yeah, I think those are my pros.
My pros is it is clean. It's a clean park.
Yeah.
Second pro would be they do have security buzzing around on golf carts periodically throughout the day. Third is they do have a pretty nice like little camp store that's right on site there that has like, you know, the basics like water, coffee filters, like, you know, like say your poop hose goes down or something like that, you can swing by and grab that. So I'll say those are my pros.
Now I'm going to go in with my negatives, and unfortunately I think my negatives list is longer than my positives. First thing is price. We are paying right now a little over $1,500 for our monthly rate.
It's a silver spot, like their middle spot.
Middle of the road, because it goes bronze, silver, gold. We're in silver, and it's over $1,500 a month. So price is crazy for what
includes electric, everything. It's out.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it does include everything, but it's still crazy because it is very comparable to a state park in a lot of ways. And I would say the price also is a big hit because you don't get to take advantage of a lot of the amenities. You don't get to do like the kayak rentals. It's really too cold for the golf cart rentals. You can't use the beach area, obviously. So it's like, that is just kind of eh.
So the sites, well, just the location of the sites are randomly, there's like random places, like they wanted to get as many spots, which you get from a business perspective, into the park. However, there's literally like the main road and spots are next to each other, almost like a parking lot. You have to like parallel park into these spots,
Yes.
which we're in right now, but luckily that nobody was in the one behind us, so I actually pulled in a certain way to be able to do it. But they're not level at all. When I mean not level, I mean like 2 to 3 inches off on one side.
Yeah.
Like when I tried to level our rig, it leveled, but my tires were like a foot off the ground on one side. So we actually had to break out the old curve levelers, get it about 2 inches higher on the curve levelers, and then auto level.
Yeah.
So our tires stayed on the ground. But I know the people behind us, they had issues, something driving up on blocks and all that. So I just expected to pay that much, my site to be semi-level, not to the point where you're so off, your tires are going off the ground, you're at that unlevel on one side.
Yeah.
Another con for me is the placement of the sites are just, in my point, there's probably like 5 sites in the whole park that I think are really good sites. And there's no grass around your site. It is all like there's some gravel, but but there's more just kind of dirt, and it wasn't what I expected out of a campground that costs $1,500 a month.
Yeah, and I will say, because I've been doing a lot of walking and driving around to really get a good idea of, especially like the landscaping around certain sites, and there are some sites that do have full-on grass. It's kind of sporadic around the park, but in our row,
It's really scarce.
Yeah, it's really scarce. It's not something you're really going to find. And another con for me too, guys. So with the whole dog thing, so we have an Aussie, a mini Aussie, and the only like dog park they have is this ungated area called Puppy Point. Taking your dog to the bathroom, then there's a chance, especially if it's during the busier season, that they could run off or get distracted by somebody, putting their boat in. And with that not being gated as well, they could, see a squirrel, see another dog, and kind of take off. So I like the comfort of having a gated dog park, so I can kind of feel like my dog can go to the bathroom and run around safely. So I just think for the price, again, not having anything that's gated in for your pets is kind of not the best. I'm trying to go through again, and I think again, like, the spots are really small. When we started off, were we in spot 63 or 65? Do you remember?
Yeah, 63.
63, I think.
And it was a back end
one,
which is fine, but there was like retaining walls up all around it.
Yeah.
You actually like backed into a retaining wall spot with.
You had no room for error, and so again, you guys, it's just. I've been in the bathhouse once, and it's nice. It's nice. There's nothing that's too crazy or too bad. It's just for the price. For me, this is 7 out of 10. It is nice. It's very nice, but
Mama, want to go playground?
I don't think you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I'll give like 6.5.
Mama, go playground?
All right, you guys. So we are gonna obviously follow little man's orders back there. You all have a great day and enjoy the rest of this video. All right, you guys, this is the entryway gate. Normally they do have a gate code, but that has been down since we've been here. So you just have your guest pass on your rear view mirror hanging down just to kind of get through that area. This is the folder we got at check-in, and it has a ton of information, probably the most information we've ever received in a packet. So that's super helpful, especially if you're unfamiliar with the area. It gives you an awesome list of things to do, a way to share your experience, which is awesome. And then just an overview of camp rules, which are pretty stationary and standard at every campground. Something that is really cool, though, is they had donuts every Sunday morning. The kids loved that. And then, yeah, that's their rental pricing. And I'll be linking everything down below so you can see it, because I am going kind of fast through this just to get everything done so you can see it pretty quickly. All the cable channels, all the fun stuff to do, maps, things like that in here. So, I mean, literally a ton of information. It was awesome. So after you check in at that gatehouse up front, we are driving through, and I'm not going fast. I just sped this up, so don't worry. There's the camp store on the left, as well as firewood and where you would get those golf carts if you rented them. And then if you go this way, we were originally in spot number, I believe it was 65. Yes. So that is a bronze spot. They have bronze, silver, and gold. We started off in a bronze spot, which was a back in. But as you'll see, a lot of these have a retaining wall as you back in. And when you have slides, especially slides on both sides, it is kind of, it's terrifying. I'm Anthony's spotter, and it was really difficult. I mean, we maybe had 3 or 4 inches of play on either side. So you have to be very precise if you have a big rig and you're backing into some of these spots. Okie dokie. And these are grassier spots. So earlier we mentioned that there was not a lot of grass. It is winter, so, it's dead grass, but this side of the campground did have a good amount of grass. Those are the cabins ahead. There are several of them. And then that is another row to my right. But here, if I go left, you can see these are kind of odd spots. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been to a park before where they've had spots like this, kind of like on the side of the road. And something I'll say is, if you have a spot booked like that and there's someone in front of you and behind you, you're going to have to parallel park your rig. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could do that. So that's something just to kind of think of if you're booking one of these spots off the side of the road. And in my opinion, you know, you do increase risk of getting hit by like a golf cart or a vehicle or, you know, things like that. Because unfortunately, things like that do happen. They've happened to us plenty of times. The dumpsters are there to my right. There's another set by the front. If you don't have a vehicle or if your spouse takes, you know, their vehicle to work, it is quite a walk from some of the spots, but we just toss it in the back of the truck and take it when we leave, or I take it when I walk Jax in the morning and the evening. So if we wind around here, those spots kind of to my left are beautiful. They look pretty darn level. They are back ends, but they do have a great view of the lake. So you'll see up here, got some additional parking there. That covered area to my left was the beach area and like awning. The playground is to my left as well. And then we have these spots right here, and these are pretty level to my right. And then if you take a left here, this is right next to the playground. You've got additional parking, and then you have this big, beautiful pavilion ahead of me, and it does have a really beautiful outdoor kitchen area and a community fire pit, things like that. So that's a really cool feature. And then I am just turning around here. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Sorry. I've been chasing the boys this morning and they are so excited about their new beds. Okay, so that right there is Puppy Point. I know that was fast because there were people outside and they were like staring me down, but that was Puppy Point. That's what I was mentioning. It's not gated and it really connects to all of the, you know, the activities. So here's what I'm talking about when we don't have grass. It's just dirt. It's just dirt, you guys. So Jaxie cannot go on there. He turns into a muddy mess. And then something I didn't mention as one of my pros is these trails. They're outstanding. We did this a few times and the boys loved it. They're very well mapped out and we really enjoyed this part of the campground. We had a lot of fun. Okay, you guys, and I will say too, we are doing this review from the perspective of a full-timing family at a monthly rate. So would we come back for a weekend in season, you know, in the summer or spring when we could really utilize more of the amenities? Absolutely. The price is just high for a monthly rate in our opinion, but definitely check it out if you're in the area, especially just for a weekend or maybe a getaway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please leave a comment below. We'd love to talk to you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.